Hi everybody, nice to have you here. Henrik here, Vilnius Permaculture. So, we have come to our third part of three phases of Bill Mollison's abundance. Three phases of abundance. And we are looking here at when I putting a lot of apples that I have here. Yeah, and I cover them in oak leaves so they store better and it's soft and nice here for the apples. And this I can only do if I am in the third phase, right? So the third phase of abundance is abundance of yield. I have too much, or I have enough of everything. I have so much that I can cover my food, what I use for food for the whole year. And first phase was abundance in planting material, or diversity in what I can plant. The world is a fantastic place and you can choose between so many things to grow. And the second was abundance in propagation materials, seeds and nuts and so on. So now you have so much material that you can plant out second year. And third year you plant out all these seeds, all these potatoes, everything you have, and you get so much yield that it is enough for you and for all around you and so on. So it's really this abundance in yield here, like I have with all my apples this year. So when it comes to apple this year, I have abundance in yield. I am in the third phase. So because we are in this third phase, now I understand why and how Bill Mollison and David Holmgren, they started this idea with permaculture, because when you have all this yield, you have all these vegetables, you have so much, it takes a lot of work. You have to be more structured, because what you not have enough of, but you don't have abundance or unlimited abundance in, is energy and time for yourself. So you have to be more organized. You have to be smarter. You have to design a system that really can take care of all this yield, right? Because you will collapse from all the work if you just have things everywhere and there is so much. What will happen? You cannot take care of it and it goes to waste. So here, actually, when we come to this third phase, we see here permaculture design starts. But best would have been if we knew how to design in year one already from the beginning, because now we are standing here with all this yield and we really don't know how to handle the situation, because it's just too much for us. But you know, it's a good problem, right? It's a very good problem. At this time of year here in Vilnius, it rains and it rains and it rains. So we have abundance in water. But what happens if I cannot handle all the water? Yeah, then I will have what we call a runoff. All the water run off to your property and goes out in lakes and rivers and then disappear. So when the summer comes here, anywhere here, it's really warm and drought, and we have too little of water, but we have enough of warplanes here right now. Yeah, we are close to Russia. Oh my God, yeah, war everywhere, crazy. So, whatever. we look at this. Here I have now my swales, a small one, because I don't want a big one. This is enough, you see, it's enough. So all the water comes down here and sink down into the soil and ground and stays here for a long time. So it benefits the growth of everything. So we don't only, when we think about yield and abundance in yield, we also must have this is in mind, that abundance in all the materials and necessary things we need to grow the food. So we need water. So if we want abundance in food, we also need abundance in water. We need abundance in things that grow, and we need fertilizers and things like that, compost and all these kind of things. We have to think about this abundance we will want to have and what we will have now, because now we are in phase 3. So everything grow, everything pumping on, nature working, everything starts to fill the niches, and we have a lot of things like in our forest here. There's so much mushrooms. The only limitation for the yield in mushrooms that we have here is me and my wife. We know very little about mushroom. We know some of the mushrooms, so we pick them and we have enough. We don't need more mushrooms for this year. And also next year. We have a lot of mushroom. But still, there is so many mushrooms now growing that we starting to figure out, oh, these are also edible. Oh, we thought these were poison, but there are a lot of them. But we don't pick them. We have no idea how to handle them right now, but we will in the future. So here we come into the next video that will handle what I call the 4th phase. But for now, in this video, we are still in the phase of abundance in yield. And here you see, yeah, right now we have abundance in water because my swales are filled. So nice to see that the system I have designed works. So let's count a little bit here about phase 3. So we take potatoes again. It's easy. So first year, we choose to plant 10 kilos of potatoes. Different varieties, 5 different varieties for checking. And from that out now we have 60 kilos. Wow. So we don't eat them. We store them for the winter. Yeah. And next year, now we have this abundance in propagation of planting materials. Now we have 60 kilos. So that will be 360 kilos year 2 of potatoes. Wow. Now we can think really about abundance of yield. You take 360 kilo and plant them. You have over 2 tons. You have 2 tons of potatoes. So the question is here, how much do you need for your family? Do you really need 2 tons of potatoes? No. So you can't plan it all. Abundance in yield. So we have to stop ourselves. We cannot just continue with nature and grow and grow and grow. That's impossible because we have much of all other things. So we will see that we might only need very, very little of everything because we have so much variety. So we don't need to eat so much potatoes because we have also carrots, beans, salads, parsnips, and all other root fruits that we have planted, because we actually in phase 1 planted a little bit of everything. So now we have so much of everything. So we have to start to design our system more. Sorry. We have to really plan for what do we like most, what do we don't like so much, what is too much work, what is too little work here. So we are now in this, you know, start of permaculture. Why we call it design. We have to design systems. This is what we do. It's not permaculture, it's not only about growing food. It's creating a good system that we can handle, because we are limited as people, and we don't want to, only strive and strive and strive for very little yield. No, we want to create a good life for ourselves. So we want to start to design this system that works for us. So here comes the what I think is the most fun with permaculture design. It is that we adapt the system so it fits for ourselves, not for this, not for anybody else, not for the market, or for stock owners, or what everybody else thinks and so on. If you like potatoes, you like potatoes. So you grow a lot of potatoes, so you don't grow carrots. But your neighbor loves to grow, you know, carrots. So you have a lot of carrots. Then you don't even need to grow carrots because the neighbor have too much, because he also do permaculture. So now in phase 3, it's now when people start not laughing at you anymore. They start to look, wait a minute here. Your garden looks very, very different from mine. Oh, so much food you have. It looks delicious. And you deliver for them for free, or for some money, or some you exchange something, and they say, this is really interesting. It's not until here you enter phase 3 that other people starts to, see what's going on here. When you have very little and you're just working, and you only have, 60 kilos of potatoes, they don't think about it. They just said, oh, you're a little bit mad working with this. But when your system enters phase 3 and starts to deliver, then people comes. So then suddenly you have abundance in in people who likes to talk with you too also. So very, very nice. We're starting here in our adventure in permaculture with an empty box. And also phase 1. We start actually with nothing. We start only with an idea that we want to plant and grow things. And we start to investigate what we want to plant. And we plant it. And we are there in phase 1 with all the things we can plant. And then, second year, we have some nice apples. No, we don't, because apple trees takes longer time. But we have the yield we have. And now we plant them, and we have a little bit more. And third year, boom, explosion. We have all these things, and we are in phase 3. And we're gonna have too much about things. So we need to start to design things. We need to be more clear in our idea about how we deal with this. And in next video, I will talk about the 4th leg that is not in Bill Mollison's abundance of permaculture, or abundance of yield, or the 3 phases of abundance, because not so nice, but it's really nice. Some apples don't look good, but it doesn't matter, because in 1 or 2 months, they will be very delicious when they are in here, and so on. So the 4th leg I will talk about next time. It will be so interesting, because now you have all this yield. what do you do with all this yield? How do you handle success? Yeah, I mean, how do you really handle success for not collapsing? Because we can collapsing of success. I have done it. Not in permaculture, but with other things. So it's just become too much. But still, there we have one gear more. We have the fourth phases in our modern world because we are interconnected with the whole world and society and so on. Suddenly, so when Bill Mollison wrote this article, internet was not around. This society that we have wasn't around. So next time, come back. It will be actually the most interesting because many in permaculture they know about these three phases, but they really don't see the fourth phases. Yeah, well, they know. They actually know, but they just don't think about it. And it's maybe even more crazy than these other phases that is just so big. But we will come to it next time. So I will continue here and put apples in the boxes because I have money boxes. And I'm Swedish, so of course IKEA boxes. And I will put apples in here with leaf. I'm probably going to need and go and pick more oak leaves, but that's okay because I have a little bit forest. So I also have abundance in oak leaves. So a lot of work. But that just tells me I need to create and continue to create my phase 3 here, abundance of yield and how to take care of all of it. Yes. Have a nice day.